Happy Halloween. I'm about to let Sierra in, and we're going to see each other for the first time. Let's check it out. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh my God, I can't hear you. Oh my God, why can't I hear you? Hold on.
Oh. Okay, you know the weirdest thing? You really look like Quinta Brunson right now.
Oh my God. Damn.
You do! Because she just had the whole thing.
I am obsessed.
Too funny.
with
You
your
look
costume.
amazing.
You look so good, friend. I can't. I'm obsessed. You look so good. You look
Thank you very much. You look amazing.
I was freaking out. I was like, I don't know how to do this. I'm just going to go with the flow. I think I went a little bit crazy on the neck. I don't know, but I did the best I could.
We're both going to have some really interesting showers later.
Oh. I was honestly thinking maybe I should just like wash all of this like in my steel sink in the kitchen. That way I don't like stain anything in my bathtub.
I'm going to give one very good tip.
Okay.
That a drag queen that I'm a fan of, Hi Kennedy Davenport, Dawn dish soap is going to take all this off later in the shower.
Noted.
It gets the oil off the ducks. Mm-hmm. It gets the makeup off the queens.
Say no more. Say no more. Hey, loves.
Welcome to Sierra and Ryan.
Talk the talk. I'm doing my best here, okay?
It's good. It's good.
Sierra and Ryan Talk the Talk is all about putting book talkers like you at the center of the story.
And this week, we are forgetting all about every single one of you. It is our Halloween Toktacular. Tacular.
That's me being stabbed. That was my impression.
My name is Ryan at Rye_Brary. And my bloody co-host is...
I am Sierra at cc.b.reading. I'm excited for today's episode, friend.
We're already a mess, both physically and literally. So tune out now unless you just want to go down the rabbit hole with us. Come
along with us. Yes, you're not doing nothing.
Ooh. Well, I guess no, I shouldn't be a ghost. I should be...
Yeah. I would scream again, but I don't want to ruin the people's ears.
This is a very good point. Fair.
I'm trying to be, fair. Today's episode, we're going to get into some hot topics. We're going to talk about all of our favorite spooky, ghoulish, scary things. And we're going to have a great, great, great time. So, friend, I think before we should start, I think we should, just in case they don't know who we happen to be, who are you? Who are you supposed to be today?
I am. So we actually, let's take it back even further a sec. We put out a poll.
We did.
And 9 strong viewers voted, okay, for spooky, ooky costumes. We put out the ask and said, if you want to help us dress our theme, should we be Grecian gods and goddesses, storybook, Once Upon a Time vibes? Are we going fantasy kings and queens? Or are we scary, spooky ookies? And everyone picked scary, which we were originally pissed about.
Ooh, we were flaming.
Let's just call it. We were mad, and we actually we were boycotting, and Sierra was funny and said, oh, we're going to come and say, you voted wrong. This was incorrect. So here's the actual costumes. I really wanted to do like a really queer Captain Hook. I was so sold on Storybook.
I wanted to see it so bad. I was like, I need to see this queer Captain Hook. And you guys didn't vote right, damn it.
But we did have a coming around in our rebellion. We actually then came all the way back around to let's go book characters. So I am Jack, frozen at the end of The Shining.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I love it.
And you are?
I am Carrie, but I'm Maddie, rather. The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson just released. It's a Carrie retelling, and so I am Maddie.
So good. Looking stunning. Tell us about how'd you do the blood? What's the blood going on? Is she doused in ketchup?
I know.
What's happening?
I'm making hot dogs later, so I'm not kidding. No. I've used red face paint and just like a couple globs and then like one dab of black face paint, mixed it up, and it became like a nice darker blood, so that didn't look a little too cartoonish. The wig, the sash, my sash, yes. My crown. I forgot my corsage.
Crown it.
My corsage.
She didn't have a date. Well, actually, that's actually really fitting because the real Carrie kind of had a fake date and they really punked her. So fuck having a date. Who brought you a corsage? Screw it.
I know. So yes, this is she. I mean, I feel like I did nothing in comparison to you. You're the one who needs to give us the rundown. You look amazing.
We're going to pause for 1 second because I'm going to ask how much you're going to kill me if I say that you look like a bloody Quinta Brunson after the Emmys.
You know,
with the wig you do. You really do. You're Oh, you just won an Emmy for best writing, friend. Congrats.
Thank you.
And then somebody dumped blood on you. Who lost that Emmy for best writing? That's
I know. Like take that.
It's that White Lotus Survivor guy, Mike.
Oh God. You look so good, Ryan. Please. I am obsessed.
Oh.
You look almost unrecognizable. Like, it's so good.
Thank you. I'm a layer queen, so I got this sweater at the Goodwill and I cut it straight down the middle. It was like a quarter or like a neck zip thing. Yes. So it was sewn up to here. So I cut it and then I just hot glued it up against this flannel. And then I used some spray paint as a base. Elmer's has spray adhesive. I got fake snow. So I'm powdered and I'm frostbitten. So I've got black limbs and tips and things. And then I have just powdered myself with a ton of fake snow. I've got lip balm and eyeshadow under my eyes. And yeah, it's going to be a shit show to shower later.
Oh, for sure.
But it was fun putting out. That's like my Halloween. My favorite part is getting ready. Yeah. And I feel like that's the only piece of this. Like I was so excited, but I was thinking the whole time, damn, I wish we were getting ready together. Because I love, it's like anything. I feel like the process of just getting ready is more fun than the going out. By the time we get to the going out part, I'm kind of like, and then I'm already so drunk that I'm like, we should go home.
Right. Let's just take pictures and post them on the internet.
Like exactly. Mm-hmm. What's gonna be hilarious though is watching this shit back with because with makeup, I've only seen myself I've done a lot of Halloween makeup. I love Halloween costume contests, all that kind of stuff, but seeing it in motion as you're talking is gonna I don't think I want to watch this episode, or maybe I won't recognize myself, so I won't care.
You look like I don't recognize you at all. Like, it is so good, friend. Like, you did such a wonderful job. You did such a wonderful job. I think this might be a really high watched episode because of you. I do.
Okay, but wait, we we've got our normal, pretty much our normal rundown. We'll go through some normal hot topics. We've got our show and tell, and then we've got rapid fire. But we've altered a question in rapid fire because it's Halloween. So I want to kick off the episode with, what's your favorite Halloween costume ever?
My favorite
Outside
Halloween.
of your, yeah. Because that's a normal rapid fire
Yeah.
that we're not doing today.
This is true. This is true. My favorite Halloween costume ever. I've been like many of things. Candy is the one that I've been the most, you know. But I think my most favorite one was, this was a year I was like completely broke, right? I was very, very broke. I didn't have any money to do anything. And it's a terrible costume. I'm gonna be real. It's a horrible costume. But I was a cat who played basketball. I was a cat. I had the it was like around the time like when Allen Iverson was a huge star, and
I had those shoes.
Yes, come on. Yes. So I
the white and silvers.
Yes, I made a little tank top shirt, and I was like, "Oh, I'm the kitties," and I had a tail. And it was my favorite thing because it was like, "Oh, I'm really like making the best out of what I could." It was like, that was one of my favorite costumes for sure. It was terrible, but it was my favorite. What about you?
Wow.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible.
Ooh.
I know you've got so many. You're like going through the Rolodex. That's a dating
Damn,
term.
there's a lot. Okay. There was a time that I showed up to my friends, kind of very similar scenario where I showed up and people were questioning who I was. And these were people who were very good friends of mine. So I showed up to the house party of my best friend dressed as Jareth from The Labyrinth, David Bowie.
Okay.
But I had shaved my beard totally, blocked out my eyebrows. I had a giant blonde wig. I had like 12 pairs of socks in my crotch. Like I had a Mondo crotch going on. And I had made a really beautiful outfit. I had studied the whole situation. And so I showed up, walked into the party, and everyone was like, "Whoa, you look amazing. Who are you?"
Oh.
And like literally one of my very best friends who loved Labyrinth, which is I dressed for that reason. And she looked at me and was like, "I don't want to be weird, but who are you? I know you're in my house, but who are you?" And I was like, "It's Ryan, it's me." And she was like, "Holy shit." So I think that was one of my most just favorite memories. Because I really transformed. It did also teach me not the prettiest drag queen. You know what I'm saying? Because that airs on the David Bowie in The Labyrinth. When you shave and you do the full eye makeup, it does air on the side of, you throw a lip on, and she could be a contestant on Drag Race. And I don't know if I would make it past the casting special. I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay. You did it for your best friend, and that's so awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You are amazing. I know you are so good. You're so good. You are so good at this stuff, man. You're so good.
Oh, stop it.
No, never.
Well, I think we have really done a whole number for our Halloween Talk-Tacular. Shall we get into our hot topics?
Yes, let's get into our hot topics. So up first, we're going to talk about what we're watching. Rings of Power, House of Dragons. Yes.
Negroni. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I have not gotten that far.
No. Pause. Wait.
That's we're talking about House of the Dragon, right?
The girlies are flipping their shit. So people are stitching that and they're like, "I'm a lesbian."
Not they're having their sexual awakening.
Honey, cousin Negroni, spagliato with some prosecco in it. Honey, panty dropping. Panty drops.
You know what? I kind of get it. I could see why they would. I kind of get it. I can see why they would.
Oh,
Just a little.
I'm very attracted.
Yeah.
And I have
Yeah.
not been watching that show, but I'm very I was all of a sudden I thought I think I'm going to give that show another shot because on the adverse Matt Smith who plays Damon, I think,
Yes. Yes.
looks like a demon in real life. Like he is scary looking.
Yeah.
He doesn't have
Yeah.
eyebrows. He's menacing and kind of like greasy in all the interviews I see him, and he's kind of like he seems like a creep. But then
Yeah.
I saw this interview with the Negroni and I thought I'm back in. Ooh, I only
so
have one. I have one more episode of Rings of Power left, so I need a new.
Okay, wait. So I need to know why were you originally against watching it?
So I watched the first episode, and I thought it was horrendous. I don't know. I really felt like, it got everyone talking, and I think a lot of these things are meant to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt a little bit like, spoiler alert, and also trauma and trigger alert. Did we have to cut that lady open? And then also make him the martyr over it?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, your son died. Spoiler again. So like, oh, boohoo for you, and you're the victim.
No.
I don't know. So it just made me feel like, what man is running this show that I don't know.
Points were made. I do know that George R. Martin is a part of like
True.
thank God. But it seems like the game of like that whole
The
whole
side eye
universe.
to season 8 that just happened for people who are not watching.
Funny you should say that. I'm on my first ever rewatch because of Sarah's reads, and I thought about her.
Ah.
Yeah, I thought about her. I'm like,
Are you feeling different?
so far, I'm excited, right? Because I'm like going back and I'm seeing everything. And I'm like, oh, I know I fell in love with this show. Why I was so invested. But I'm also anxious because I know how devastated I was about just the entire season 8. So I'm like, I feel like I'm getting myself hype and excited just to be let down later. But I think the main reason I wanted to watch Game of Thrones was because I kind of wanted to be able to put 1 and 2 together when watching House of the Dragon. I'm trying to just put everything in my head.
Smart.
That's what I'm thinking because I forgot. First of all, so many things have happened on Game of Thrones that I completely forgot about. Outside of your typical Red Wedding, Joffrey, Ramsay Bolton, which I completely forgot about until I got to season. I was like, oh shit! I hated that guy.
Oh my gosh, that whole that's a rough. And I think for anyone who has a particular appendage who might be, I don't know what our viewership on that end of the spectrum is, so probably low, but but that was terrifying. That was really scary. Ooh.
Yeah, it's very and so in contrast to the first episode of House of the Dragon, it feels like that's the draw, that's the pull, right? One of the big pulls. Outside of the storyline, is it just being graphic and kind of like oh, what the hell? To give you that kind of reaction, which I'm a little bit conflicted about because if the story is as great as it is, would such a thing be necessary? But I also get it's what was kind of happening in that time. So I don't know, friend. I get what you're saying about
It's tough, and I feel like I loved Game of Thrones, but similar, I was a part of the Camelot fandom first. So when Game of Thrones originally came out, I was watching Camelot on Stars, and it had Eva Green. I actually feel like I've talked about it on the show before, and it was so good. And then it got canceled after 1 season, and I was like, okay. And so I jumped on to Game of Thrones during season 2, and then went back, and I started with season 1, obviously, before season 2 started. So with House of Dragon, I'm on the Rings of Power bandwagon, but we have 1 episode left, And then I know season 2 is already filming. However, we don't think it's going to be out till like 2024. So I'm probably following parallel steps. And now I'll jump onto House of Dragon for the end or for season 2. And because of the beautiful, I believe she's playing adult Rhaenyra, Emma with the Negroni, Negroni, Spagliato, with some Prosecco in it. I'm in love, and so I'm going to come back around. Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm gonna like this time around in terms of like suggesting shows to people, because the way Game of Thrones ended, I was so embarrassed because I like put 15 people onto that damn show, and they embarrassed me with that final season. I felt like a mother who was like, "Are you kidding me? Everything I've done for you,
Tyra, we were rooting for you.
How could you?"
But wait, because I do feel like, was it season 8? There were a couple good, I feel like, reveals early on in season 8 of like the past thing. Or was Hold the Door? Was
Hold
that
door.
season 8? Because I think that, oh no. Is that season 7?
I feel like that might be season 7, friend.
Oh, well then fuck season 8.
No. I think that might be season 8 because
I think it is.
I think it's season 8 because like you're right, because a lot of like things were revealed, and we learned out why Hodor was always saying Hodor.
And that moment, if I'm honest, one of the moments across the entire spectrum of that whole show that still, like, I just thought about it and brought it up, and it made me feel gutted. I felt like, because remember, he was like seizing out on the ground like a little kid. I mean, he was like, a middle school kid or something, and Bran's just standing there watching like his adult self, the one-eyed raven deal.
Yep.
Look, I'm not saying there weren't a lot of mistakes and a lot of untied up endings. But there are some good moments.
I loved that Arya got the moment and I don't want to ruin it for anyone, but like, Arya got the, so I was in my apartment like, yes, that was so good. I'm a huge, Arya is my girl. That's my person on the show. I relate to her character, her and Lady Brienne. I feel like they do represent parts of me in a sense, and I see the parallels in them. Yeah, we can get totally deep here, but I won't nerd out too much and get all philosophical.
She's a real fan. Oh, I can't put my
But yeah, tell us about Rings of Power. Give us the let me ask you a question. Can I watch this even though I've never read like any of the books? Will it make sense, or will I be like, I don't know what's going on?
You can, absolutely. Will it make sense? I don't know. And I don't know necessarily if it's making sense to some of the people who are watching it. And there are, very much like House of Dragon, Game of Thrones had an equal amount of racism. And it's such a effing bummer that I feel like every time I've got something that's like so like thrilling and exciting coming up, people pop in and they're all of a sudden like, why is this show so woke? And it's like, it has black people in it. That doesn't actually, like, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
Wokeness. What is happening right now?
Like so that happened with the Targaryens in House of Dragon. People were pissed, absolutely. Like really, really pissed, as if black people can't have white hair, whatever. For like, really. But then they were even angrier. They made and he is stunning. Beautiful elf. Beautiful elf on Rings of Power.
I've seen the pictures. I said, ooh, child.
And in the show, so he's so compelling. You just love. He's one of those people and actors that just like seep into you. The show is a condensed version of The Second Age. So I
Okay.
believe it's going to go over 5 seasons. The Second Age, the original trilogy, so The Hobbit and The Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, and Return of the King, my nerd is coming out. That's all in the Third Age. In the Second Age, that's when Sauron does the forging of the rings. So right now we're following Galadriel, who's played by Kate Blanchett in
Oh.
the Peter Jackson trilogy.
Yeah.
So we're
yeah,
following
yeah,
a
yeah.
young Galadriel. There has been a lot of fodder about her character in general and people feeling upset about the way she's being portrayed, and she's in armor and she wouldn't wear that, and where's her husband, which, spoiler alert, in episode 7 we just got a little tidbit where she talked about her husband, and then she hasn't seen him since the war, so there's obviously going to be a coming back together. Tolkien heads, some of them are upset and disappointed that they are condensing a timeline, but it's a timeline that if they actually made the show in the timeline that was written, there are thousands of years in between, like 500 years in between. So each episode, we would be meeting completely new people.
Wow,
And it wouldn't make any sense to us. So they've condensed some of those Second Age timelines. We're following the dwarves and the elves. And we have this secret Sauron mystery kind of overarching the whole show. So Sauron is the big bad of the entire Lord of the Rings series. He's the one who influences the forges of the rings. He gives 7 to the dwarves, 9 to the race of men. There are 3 elven rings, and then he makes 1 ring to rule them all. 1 ring to bind them.
Wow.
And so he's also a shapeshifter. So in Rings of Power, there's a lot of speculation. There are a couple characters who are unnamed currently, who people are like, is that Sauron's
I've heard-
shapeshift
I've-
disguise? Is
I've
the
heard a
stranger
couple of my,
Sauron?
my
Is
coworkers have been
Halbrand?
talking about that. Yeah,
Yes.
my coworkers are talking about it, and they're like, so I can hear them in the other like cubicles speculating about who it could be, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting, and I
Yes.
kind of like an element of like, who is this, and like it really like brings the people like really up to be a part of the show. It really makes the show interactive. That is so cool.
I agree. And so I believe next episode we will get the reveal in the finale of who Sauron is. I have my thoughts, and then I have some wild ass thoughts, and then I have what I actually think is going to happen.
Yeah.
So my thoughts are, I think the stranger is going to be called Sauron, but he's not going to be Sauron. I think he's one of the blue wizards, or
Okay.
he is Gandalf. And then I think that Halbrand is probably going to be Sauron, though I wish that they would have made one of the Harfoots Sauron. Okay. Bing, bing.
Interesting. Okay, I feel like I should go listen to the audiobooks now because I'm like, there seems to be a lot going on.
There
The
is.
entire like the storyline in the show, and it seems like it's a really well thought out, written world. I guess, yeah. So
1,000. Tolkien
Yeah.
is the like grandfather of every fantasy, and then of course there are the Le Guin, like Ursula K. Le Guin is a master in fantasy for me. Octavia Butler, you introduced me to, a master in fantasy. Tolkien has shaped so many people's writings,
yeah.
and the world that Tolkien built. I'm actually rereading The Fellowship of the Ring next month, because I read an article about the queer coding of Samwise and Frodo.
Ooh.
And then immediately I kind of went, duh. And when you start going back to it, Samwise is completely in love with Frodo. And just to bring those loser fans back in who wanted to complain about a black elf, in the book, Samwise, so Sam is talked about his brown hand laying on Frodo's white forehead, and then he kisses him on the forehead, and they kiss like 4 times, and then there's one time where it's like noted specifically that Sam doesn't kiss him though he wants to. They are in love, and I'm about to go
They
reread it and
are.
find out. Whoop whoop!
Hell yeah! Damn, friend, and that went over your head. Wow.
An interracial hobbit relationship.
Wow.
Homosexual on the Shire. It's really good.
Tolkien was ahead of his time on that one. Wow. I love it. Okay, I'm going to give these books a try.
Allegedly. Meanwhile, the Tolkien estate is like, you better shut your fucking mouth. I'm like, it's just an article. It's just a thesis.
Like, take it easy, okay? Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah, so I'm very excited for that. But no, I love that. I think it's interesting with the two shows, The Rings of Power and House of the Dragon, that when Rings of Power was scheduled to release, HBO was originally working on, I believe it was called Moon something, and it was the story thousands and thousands of years before about the creation of the Night King and the White Walkers. Oh. And they shot that $30 million pilot. They shot the whole thing. So it lives somewhere. But I think when Rings of Power was announced or coming out, or they got wind of it, all of a sudden this other show, House of Dragon, came, and it became this House of Dragon versus Rings of Power thing.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. Yeah.
And it's, it's very interesting. I've been a little disappointed, I think, with the amount of just like the feigning of outrage over like airing off the Tolkien lore for Rings of Power. And instead of being excited that we have another iteration and a really expensive, beautifully made.
Is it one of the most expensive television shows? Is that right? Is that what I've heard? I feel like I heard that somewhere. Wow.
$1 billion for that first season.
Wow.
Yowza.
Wow.
Yowza.
Awesome. Okay,
And you can see every one of those $1 billion on the screen. It is gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
Wow. And so is this the first time that I know that they made the movies, but is this the first time it's ever been like adapted for television?
I think outside of any of like the animated old iterations, but yeah. And they won out against HBO Max. An article was just released where the showrunners were interviewed, and Netflix pitched some kind of Marvel-esque universe with a Gandalf spinoff and an Aragorn spinoff, and apparently the estate was like freaked the fuck out, and they were like, nah. And then HBO Max wanted to completely recreate the original trilogy. So Peter Jackson's trilogy, they wanted to remake Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, Return of the King, and Amazon had a completely different pitch about the Second Age and this Sauron kind of in his fairest form and was a shapeshifter, and in the Second Age took on the moniker of Anatar and like shifted into two versions of a very beautiful kind of one kingly and then one elven person to manipulate people to get the rings made, and they beat out the bigger studios. And I think those two guys never have made anything before, especially on this magnitude.
Wow. Well,
yeah.
They better be careful with that. We know how that ended the first time.
Well, we'll see if they get another deal, because I think that's what actually happened with Netflix. And fuck that. Netflix fucked our Game of Thrones season 8 because they gave them some stupid 9-year deal, and those guys were like, bye. Okay, I could go on forever. I was going to say, I actually think we've talked the majority.
Enough. We're done. We're not going to talk anymore about it, you guys, because I could shit talk David Benioff and DB Wise forever. Yeah, I know. Let's talk about some bookish tea, shall we?
Ooh.
Okay, so first on my list is the Bookish Box. So Kevin T. Norman.
Don't buy the Bookish Box.
Kevin T. Norman has been sent a cease and desist. He has really been doing the work and getting people, notifying people, especially people who are heavily into the bookish community and likes to buy those kinds of boxes and specialty books. Yep. And he's been telling everyone, don't buy the books. They're like coming, like the print is bad or it's not printed correctly. There's been a lot.
And then the most recent Katie Roberts. So I like Katie Roberts. I read that first, not Electric Idol. Damn it, what's
Neon
that
Gods?
first? Thank you. I was like,
Yeah,
I can't.
I
It's
read
covered right
that
now.
one. Yeah, I read
And
that
I
one
liked
as well.
it. And I like her on TikTok. I find her genuine and relatable. And I saw the controversy over first her using her stamp as a mobility aid for signing the books. And then Bookish Box, I guess, put out a statement on her behalf. And then she was pissed. So got everyone else kind of refired up. And then they put out an apology, except just side note, in general life, I find if you say the word feel, or you felt in an apology, it's a bullshit apology. So they, in their apology, wrote, "We're sorry she felt unsupported. I'm sorry you feel that way." That's basically me telling you you're stupid. Aw, I'm so sorry you feel that way. What a dumb thought. I'm so sorry she felt unsupported. It's like, wow, that was your apology? Typed
Let's
out.
run back.
Printed.
Let's run back because
Yes.
So were people initially pissed because she was using her stamp to sign books?
Yes. People found out, I believe there was some, I don't know how. Okay, so back actually to your point, because I did kind of fast forward. Kevin, God, love Kevin. Kevin was one of the first creators I ever saw on Booktok for queer Booktok. So just adore Kevin in general.
Absolutely.
But Kevin has been dragging that Bookish Box for through like all of the late shipments, which is we see all the time with those content boxes and stuff. But there were a lot of errors. They seemed rude. And then they put out a cease and desist.
Yes, they did.
So the Katie Roberts drama came second while they're in the midst of this cease and desist drama. It was almost, right? It was almost like let's distract over here with this stamp. Like, they probably are the ones who started the comments of like, I can't believe she used a stamp. They probably, allegedly, well, we probably have to cut this out. We're going to get a cease and desist.
Yeah, I know, right? Damn. We could just frame it like Kevin did his.
But he came back because they also said they sent something to him, and then he came back with his video of like, bullshit, you were in this Facebook group talking insane about me. Did you see that?
Ooh. No, I think I missed that one. So Kevin makes it's like a weekly update at this point, like where he's talking about what's going on. So I can't keep up with all the videos. So the last one I saw was that he had framed his cease and desist letter.
Oh, I didn't see that.
You didn't see it? Yes.
No, I love petty though. I'm in the petty. He's got it
in a picture frame. He's like, yeah, here's my cease and desist. I love him so much. I love him so much.
Thank
yes.
You, thank you.
Yes. So good. So good.
Wow.
I have, I don't know how I particularly feel about these special edition boxes because and I even outside of like Bookish Box, I hear people with their issues about it not being delivered on time.
Yep.
Or it didn't include what they thought it was going to include. And
yep.
Yeah, right. I'm a little skeptical about buying special edition boxes just because I've seen what everyone else is going through. Have you ever bought any of these like special, like Illumicrate or Fairy Loot?
No, I actually applied to be an Illumicrate. It's not sponsor. What am I trying to? Illumicrate influencer, and didn't get it. So, meh. But I have tried to get a couple. But the problem is when you're trying to lock someone into a full subscription when you don't know what else is coming. Yeah. You can't see it's covered up with a sheet and all kinds of stuff. I have a problem. Like I have a shopping problem and I have too many. I gotta chill. So I wish that it was on a 1-by-1 basis because like the copy of Babel Holy hell. I wanted the Fairy Loot edition. The Legendborn copies that are coming out. We'll get into that in a second. We'll get into some early reader stuff in a minute. But there are some beautiful ones. I've just never wanted to commit. And honestly, a lot of those things have, deterred me from doing so because I'm a Virgo. I don't want late stuff. I have expectations.
Because if you say it's supposed to be shipped October 3rd and now it's not coming to December 15th, we have a problem.
That's a problem. I gave you my $50. Yes.
I gave you my money on time. Why aren't my things being delivered on time? You know?
Do you need extra hands? Can I come up there?
I can learn how to put a book together. Just tell me. So are they all subscription services? I thought you could. I don't know. I guess I thought
some you can individually buy, but they don't do every book. And there aren't. I don't think that you can pre-order that way. There's been a couple the Illumicrate exclusives of Circe and Song of Achilles.
Yes,
looked beautiful. They were green and gold. They looked gorgeous. And I don't know. I just felt like that was one that I could buy individually, and I chose not to, even though I love that book. So I don't know. I just want to support people that would also support me and are doing the right thing. And I feel like, Booktok is, though big and though Kevin is huge in our sphere and community, we're still all relatively small creators. So I think sending a cease and desist is a really strong message. And I think it, instead of just making a video to say, here's some opportunity for us to do better. I love some self-deprecation. Absolutely. I think there's a lot to be said about someone who can own what they've done. And it wasn't just Kevin. I mean, there were video after video after video of I've been waiting on my box for 4 months. And I was like, and you didn't request a refund? What the hell?
Okay. You must really want them books, honey. I hope they come for you. So the only set of books I think I would even consider, but I don't even know which company it was, but those Jade City, Jade Legacy books. Ooh, beautiful. They look so beautiful. Mm-hmm. That looks like a beautiful, but that was before my Booktok era, so I missed out on it. But oh my God, I follow someone, I can't think of her name. She has the whole set, and every once in a while she's like, "Here are my books," and I'm like, "You bitch." Those books so bad.
I think that often it's Kevin, and then there's Joshua's Space, who their entire bookshelves are just stenciled edges, and every time I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, Josh's Space looks good. His shelves look amazing.
They do. They do.
Yes.
But no, that Bookish Box drama was crazy, and I don't know. From my personal perspective, which I think is fully within my rights to say within the law, if somebody puts out as a company an apology that says, we're sorry that someone felt unsupported, I just think you're a piece of shit. So I'm probably not going to support you.
Right.
Because you should have just said, we're sorry we didn't support Katie the way she needed.
Absolutely. And that also lets you know about the morals, about the people who are running the company and the brand, and why you guys feel okay just to be like, oh, I'm sorry she felt that way, instead of you know what, or addressing it and saying maybe next time we'll ask Katie to come in and sign them. There's lots and lots of ways to handle it, and a lot of people, it seems like companies don't have PR training. I don't know what's going on. It's never, you know what I'm finding?
No PR or home training.
Or home training, and no one wants to take accountability. And it's like, come on, man. You're running a company. People aren't getting their box for 4 or 5 months. That's ridiculous. Your stuff's late.
Your shit's crooked.
Yeah.
You wrote bullshit apologies, and you're ableist. So
right. Yeah.
You can send Sierra and Ryan cease and desist to sierra.and.ryan.talktok at gmail.com.
And I'm going to print that shit out and be like, hey, y'all, look what we got. And I was like, me and Kevin are now in good company.
I do love I've been commenting on every one of those videos like, drag them, say their names.
Because I'm living for it. I love it. I love it so much. It's so good, so good. All right. Are you ready for our next topic, friend?
I think so. What's our next topic? Hold on.
Our next topic is, I just have written down Brandon Sanderson. Is he oh, he's finally on TikTok. He's finally on TikTok. Ryan!
Wow. I think we're about to lose the 50 subscribers on YouTube that we have.
Okay. I've never read any Brandon Sanderson.
I haven't either.
I see a lot of people. Now, this is shocking, friend.
Sure haven't.
I felt like you would have been the one person who could be like, oh, yeah, this is that.
I've read articles. A lot of people I really love on this app are fans of Sanderson, Brandy Sandy. Okay. And I felt like, ooh, we call Sandra Bullock Sandy. Ooh, I can get in,
Yeah.
you know? I haven't picked them up. Number one, the covers to me, I was kind of like immediately like, oh, okay. But past that, because so many people had talked about it and so many people and like really big people on this app, like every single person. And when he came on this app, they were all in the comments. Everyone's thrilled. Everyone's so excited. And it gets a little muddy and a little complicated.
Yeah.
For me, and I grew up Catholic. Okay, very Catholic. I can recite verses and the whole deal. Okay, it's like a whole thing. Brandon Sanderson is part of the Mormon Church. I have read interviews, and I know stances have changed, and I think there's a lot of nice things that he said. There's articles that I've read just about the coding of the text, and I think that's a tough one where basically they're saying that a lot of the themes of the novels and the magic systems of the novels are really kind of parallels to the principles of the Mormon religion. And within Mormonism in general, they're just not un-gay friendly. If I'm honest with you, I have not met one person of the Mormon religion who's unfriendly or unaccepting. And I think, like I've seen many quotes from Brandon Sanderson, I'm sure that you have friends and there's lots of people. And without getting in like full debates with someone or finding out every single piece, I think it's just safer for me to support people in general who wouldn't question my marriage or have entitlement over the word marriage and tell me I have a civil union, or people who might be donating 10% of their income, which is typical in that faith, to that church. And it's nothing against them as a storyteller. I love Narnia, and that is Christian coded from top to bottom. Aslan is Jesus Christ. The whole story. Oh my God. It's a retelling of like, it's a parable. And Brandon Sanderson has actually been interviewed saying his stories are not parables, and it's not all about the Mormon faith, and it's not all about that magic system isn't that. But there have been some compelling articles. I think that to a certain extent, you can't help but be influenced by what you're influenced by. And I don't actually think that's bad. I think theology is fascinating, and different religions are fascinating. I went through 2020 down like the deepest rabbit hole into literally astrology, because that's where all the ancient religions took me. So I have a reverence for religion and theology, and I have a respect for anyone who is religious and who is Mormon. I was a little surprised how many, and a lot of from the queer community, how many people were so thrilled. I know there are a couple queer characters. They're side characters. He said he's checked with his gay friend to make sure they're accurate. But, but he...
It sounds like I checked with my black friend to make sure it was accurate.
It sure did. But I think, like, the video of the intro of, like, hi, I'm Brandon Sanderson. I'm one of the most best-selling authors in the world. And to myself, I thought, you know what's interesting? Never heard Stephen King say that. I never heard J.K. Rowling's transphobic ass say that. Okay? So there was a little, like, there was a little bit of this arrogance, and I'm just scared of being, like, secretly Mormon preached to through text.
And that's fair. That's
for people who wouldn't support me, probably,
right,
or think that they wouldn't come to my marriage. You know what I'm saying?
No, serious. That's a valid point, and I think some people can like overlook those things because it doesn't like affect them maybe personally, so they might be okay with reading it. And then I think also like when you found that article talking about how it's like it's a Mormon like retelling, like was it a big deal like in the community, or was it something you had found? You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
How would people even know? To even think about such a thing, especially if they're just like really intrigued in the story and they think it's amazing. But I definitely respect and understand, and I don't read a lot of like certain authors either, just because of whether it's weird, like it doesn't resonate with me.
Yep.
And I respect that completely, friend. I've never read Brandon Sanderson because the covers are horrendous. They're ugly. They're ugly as shit.
Ugly as hell.
They're so it gives me like Fabio, but with war. It gives me, you know what I'm saying? Those Fabio covers from back in the day on those.
Yes.
Yeah, it gives me that's like, come on, man. Like and then they're all thick books. I'm like, I don't know. That's a commitment to constantly have to, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yep.
So I've never just I've never read any of his stuff, but everyone seems to be really excited about having him on the app. I'm excited that they're excited. Yeah.
I am too. And I don't want to I hate to yuck anyone's yum. Mm-hmm. It was it just happened to be so many people that I follow.
Yes.
One video after another that I felt like, the fuck? And because I don't care what anyone reads. Like, who the hell am I to come tell you? I'm also white. Like, who am I to come tell you what's appropriate and what is, anyways, I'm not. However, I don't know. I was like, this is the guy. This is it. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. And I don't know. Maybe that's me being ignorant, and maybe we're going to have a lot of people who like us who are like, what a fucking bad take. But there are so many authors and so many people and books to be read. We'll talk about arcs next, maybe. But I did get an arc for the Rogue Crown from A.K.
You
Mulford.
got it?
But wait, because I did get denied for Bloodmarked. Oh. But you got it, and that's the important part.
Yeah.
So should we segue from Brandy Sandy?
Yeah.
And the Mormon faith, and let's get into
Yes.
Let's get into some arcs.
Yes, let's get into some arcs. So you got the arc of the Rogue Crown.
I did.
I got it too, and I was shocked.
Oh, you did!
I have it right here. I have it. And I'm like, shit, I need to, Ryan's been telling me about these. Not to be fair, I went to my local B&N to see if they had it, and they didn't. The High Mountain Court. And they didn't have it, and I've been meaning to order it online. Yeah. You've said so many great. A.K. Mulford, actually, we're mutuals on TikTok. I'm actually friends with her.
Allie's so cool. And just moved from New Zealand to Australia. I've been following the whole move. Yes. Hope everything's going safe. We're really excited about our arcs.
Yes, we are.
I've just transferred being TikTok mutuals into she's a fan of this show also. Hey!
Right. Like, she's definitely tuning in. Totally watching.
Hope
she
so.
might be. Yeah.
Who knows?
So
Yeah.
have you started the Road Crown yet?
I have not. I am finishing Paris Dalencourt is About to Crumble, which was another arc that I got. I was super excited about, which is from Alexis Hall, who did Boyfriend Material and Husband Material.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. So it's really cute so far. And it started with like the roommate's hookup. Naked man is just chilling in the chair and he's like talking to Paris, like telling him about what what's up with life. And he's just sitting there naked and Paris is like,
Okay.
oh, here I am. So it's really
Love it.
cute. His roommate puts him up to be in a cooking competition show, Bake Expectations. So, and then there's love that happens. So I'll read The Road Crown next, like in a day or two, and I'm excited.
Oh my God. I have to go and get the other two so that now I have a collection. I have to get the physical copies. I have to,
But wait,
yeah.
tell us about Bloodmarked.
Okay, friend.
Has she read it?
I haven't cracked it open yet because I'm like, I know. And I'm like, I need to read this before it's released. I had put in a request months ago, friend, like months ago. And this was Sunday, actually, last week. And I'm like in my bed and I'm feeling terrible. I'm having a shitty day, horrible day. And then I get a notification, your ARC request for a Bloodmark has been approved. And I said,
So Tracy Dion sent me a personal message. Hello.
I know. I was like, oh my God. I said, what?
Wow.
I'm really excited about that. But so what I'm actually reading, because it is spooky season, I'm currently reading, it's not an ARC though, but it's called For Your Own Good by Samantha Downing.
Ooh.
And it's about a teacher who is a huge narcissist, okay? Thinks he knows what's best for everyone. And in his let me see. In his methods of trying to make sure he does the right things for everyone at the school, he's killing people. Okay? He's murdering people.
Huh?
And that's the best way I can explain it. Many POVs, lots of sketchy characters. I literally don't know how this book is going to end. It is so fun. I'm enjoying it a lot.
There's so many killers that have that moral compass leading their murders. They're like, you are not abiding by the rule. That's probably why there's so many Virgo killers.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't even like disagree with that one.
Okay, I'm super stoked. I also just received today in the mail.
Okay. You got it as well. Oh my God.
Drinking from Graveyard Wells, Yvette Louise Nidlovu. And I'm so excited. And you know what I loved the most about it? Because I've been excited where things say like advanced reader copy.
Yes.
But this one, baby, honey, it says
Yeah.
Let me not even show it. Confidential.
Yeah. Okay, just so you know.
And how pretty is that cover?
Stunning.
Yowza.
It looks so good.
So I'm really excited.
Were you surprised? Did they reach out to you or they just sent it to you?
They reached out to me and I was shocked.
Really?
I was very shocked.
Why?
I don't know. I've been shocked lately. I've gotten tagged in like a couple like, please like follow these diverse creators. I love these diverse, and I'll be like the one white person on the list. And so I literally messaged one of those people and I'm like, hey, I just wanted to add like, cause I'm over here thinking like, my God, what did they think that I have something else happening? Like I think I put up diverse reads, but like I'm not a diverse in that way. So I got on a couple of those like shout outs and I felt, I don't know, not worthy. And then I was like humbled and I felt like, oh my God, people, like I'm considered a diverse reading channel. And I was like, oh my God, I got really kind of emotional, excited.
Let's talk about it, friend, because I've got tagged. I think you and I were tagged in like the same video for one of them. And I didn't realize, I don't know about you, but I didn't realize I was reading diversely because I was just reading what I wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I was just kind of like reading what I wanted to read, reading what seems interesting to me. And I guess it is diverse reading, right? You're not like, I'm not specifically like going like, oh, this book is by a Latina author, so I'm going to read this.
Yep.
You know, like I'm like, oh, I'm looking at the synopsis. Does it sound
Yeah.
interesting? Does it sound amazing? And I think that's really cool that people would put us in categories where they're like, oh yeah, these are diverse readers. And it's not like we're
beside
intentionally.
myself.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I was like, I literally, so Lee, Books with Lee, I like message and I'm like, hey, if that was by mistake and you need to delete that comment and re-tag everybody else, like, you know, if you hit a wrong key, like I don't want to be weird. She goes, that wasn't by mistake, and like relax. So I'm like, oh my God. And then I, of course, like ran up and I'm looking at my bookshelf and I'm going through and I was like, okay, I guess I have. Oh,
Yes.
And it did. It was cool, but I definitely was like taken aback and felt like I was mistagged a couple of times. But
no, babes. No, you are not mistagged. You are a diverse reader. That's why you have so many followers, because you're amazing.
These faces are going to be horrific. Okay, so you also got Drinking from Graveyard Wells.
Yes, so I got that. I got Poster Girl by Veronica Roth.
Oh.
And I never read the Divergent series. I've watched the first 2 movies. But I really want to read this book. I've seen so many people talk about it. I think Mara. I think I saw. We love Mara here, by the way.
We do love Mara. I love Mara's new hair. Mara's got a little.
When she debuted it, I said yes, ma'am.
A little chop and a little blonde.
Yes.
A little shoop shoop shoo ha. Yeah, we like that.
Yes. I saw her talk about it, and I think she's a really big fan of Veronica Roth. So I was like, oh. And then they sent me an email, and I was like, oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely,
yeah.
I would love to. Absolutely. I've gotten so many freaking books. It's not even funny.
I actually missed out on a couple because I hadn't checked. I made that email to put a separate email on my TikTok, and then I never checked that email. So I went back.
You friend.
And I missed like 3. I actually emailed one person back because I was like, hey, I know this is like 4 months later, but I'd really love that book.
Right.
They were like, we're literally not even on that contract anymore, but we apologize and we'll pass on your info. So now I'm going to, be in the sphere that I need to keep checking that email. And then I checked it, and that's how I got this. So I was excited.
That is so. See, they sent that to you because you're a diverse reader.
Well, I'm gonna give it an extra good review, but I'll read 1,000 of these before I start reading the ArcLight series or whatever.
Man, they've been going in on that. I don't know anything. Was it Alex Astor? Is that her name?
Oh no, that's Lightlark.
Oh,
no, I was slamming Sandy again. Lightlark, yeah, nah, yeah. We'll leave her. We'll leave Alex Astor be. She's a diverse writer and author.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, congratulations, and we are excited for your book and movie deal. Ooh, spooky reads. Girl, I don't know.
It's okay. It's all right. So, are we going to ping pong back and forth?
Okay,
I've got 5.
I
got 5.
I have 6. So
okay.
I'll go first.
Yes.
So the first book is one that I am 90% through reading. Mm-hmm. We are appropriately dressed for this author.
Okay.
This is my first book reading Stephen King.
Oh, snap.
But I've read Fairy Tale 90% of the way. I got to be honest.
Please be.
It's pretty fabulous.
Oh, okay.
I like it a lot. It has a wit that is reminding me of Hollow Kingdom that I read at the beginning of the year. just a really interesting narration. Anyways, I have never read a Stephen King novel, and I
Ever.
was very interested. It's giving a lot of like Pan's Labyrinth vibes, one of my favorite movies Guillermo del Toro made, and very, very interesting. I would definitely recommend.
Yeah.
And we're appropriately dressed because The Shining and Carrie inspired both of us in different ways.
Yes.
So
yes, it did. That's your first time reading Stephen King, huh?
I've never, I thought for a second, I was like, I've read The Shining? And then I thought, no, I think you watched that episode of Friends where Joey talked about putting The Shining in the fridge. So no, you sure didn't.
I'm not.
Are you saying you've never watched Friends?
I've seen a couple episodes. All right, take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy.
What?
Oh my God, are you a Friends like Superhead?
I have a tattoo.
Shh. Wow. Okay, so then yes, you are. You're a big fan. All right.
I am. I'm a Rachel.
Noted. Are you?
A little bit of a Monica, but I think I'm a Rachel.
Okay. Okay. Noted.
Friend,
Noted.
what we'll get into that. Friend, we're gonna have to really educate you on Friends at a later date. But what
Oh my God.
is your first of your
So-
spooky reads?
I mean, I don't know if this would be considered spooky, but it's spooky to me. And that I'm currently maybe 20 pages in, Night Crawling by Layla Motley.
Ooh.
This is about a young brother and sister who live in East Oakland. And their family has been basically ridden with death and really hard times. And I think my young lady here falls into prostitution. Spooky indeed. A different kind of spooky. I heard it's really like a heart-wrenching, gripping story. But I found it interesting because I'm from the hood, okay? So I have family members who have fallen into very interesting situations in their life. And so to me, this is going to seem like a bird's eye view of what that's like. So first up is, I know, Night Crawling by Layla Motley. Yeah.
Gorgeous cover. Very 70s.
Gorgeous cover. Mm-hmm. Yes. All right, friend.
Ooh.
Next book.
Okay, so I really love this movie. And I bought the book and then decided I thought it was perfect for spooky season. It's a little bit more of that kind of intrigue thriller. But I picked up The Talented Mr. Ripley.
Ooh.
I have to be honest and tell you, this is Patricia Highsmith. I love that movie. Such an interesting story of identity and intrigue and mystery and deception.
Yeah.
Ooh, and murder. I'm excited. So I've never actually read the text. I read
the movie?
There's
a movie, right?
multiple times. Gwyneth Paltrow, Jude Law, Matt Damon. It's good. It's really good. There's a lot.
I haven't seen a lot of the classics, so don't be surprised when I tell you when I haven't seen. Please don't. Don't even.
It's all good. It's beautiful. The locations are beautiful. It's sad. It's kind of deep, It's very, very interesting. So I'm excited about it. And the cover I thought was really cool. It's got the little
that is cool.
body outline.
I like it.
It's a nice matte texture.
Ooh.
So
I love a nice, good matte texture on a book.
I do too.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that one too.
Nice. Okay.
What's next up for you?
Next up for me, I've seen Tori That Nerd, and my girl Patches, my crush. They've both talked about this book and said it's amazing, but they've said like you're either gonna love it or you're either gonna hate it. And I have Dead Silence by S.A. Barnes, which is literally murder on a spaceship. That is the only way. Ghost ship type of vibes in the air. Here we are. So this seems completely different. than anything I've read recently. So I'm excited
Yeah.
to dive into this. I hope I'm like spooked to death.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Sounds creepy.
Yes. What you got next, friend?
Okay. Next, I was not ready to read at the time it was recommended because I was about to get on a plane and be there for a long time. But I have fallen by TJ Newman on my spooky season reads.
Finally!
So funny enough, with all of these books, the 3 that you've seen and the 3 that you haven't, I read the first page of each of them before picking which was going to be my first. I'm going to save the one that I read first last.
Yeah.
But I did read the first page of that. And what in the holy hell with the damn foot and the blood and the thing? I was like, what?
I need to reread it.
It seems really, really freaky, scary, and weird, but I'm excited. And
Yeah.
my very special friend told me it was good, so.
It's good. There is a little bit of like racism towards
Ooh.
no, I don't want towards like people from the Middle East. Like when you read it, you'll see what I'm saying when you get into it. Yeah, you'll see.
Islamophobia and stuff.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the word. Yeah, you'll see what I'm saying, and that's the one thing that's just like. But everything else in that book is written really well. But that one particular piece, I'm like, ugh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate a content
Yeah.
warning. We love a trigger warning. We need it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right. Someone sent this to me as a birthday gift this year.
Oh!
And told me many great things about it. And I am going to read this damn book. And that is The Chain by Adrian McKenty. Ryan,
Oh, your
talked
cover's
this up.
black. Mine's red.
Yes. I was shocked too because I've only seen the red cover. And I was like, ooh, nice.
Ooh, cool.
I'm very, very excited about this. I hear it's a page turner. That's what everyone is telling me. It's about, hold on, let me get this right. God damn it, I'm so bad at this. Their children are being kidnapped.
Yes.
And in order for the parent to get their child back, they have to kidnap someone else's child.
They sure do.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, get your
Yeah.
fucking ass in my car.
This sounds absolutely horrifying. Like just the premise, like, oh my God. I'm not a parent, but I could only imagine what this would be like. So I am so excited for this one. Yes.
I liked it a lot.
Yes.
I did. I feel
Yes.
like when you're in a novel like that is a page turner, twisty twistums, I think you start to build up all these expectations of the ending. So I'll just tell you, don't have expectations of the ending and make it something so grandiose that it's like gonna make you feel like lackluster when you actually read, because it's really, everything's so great. It's and it's freaky and weird and thank God I don't have
you're
children.
not the first person. You're not the first person I've heard say something about the ending. So I'm like, oh crap. I'm like a little bit. Yeah, I think I've seen maybe when I made the video about it, and people were like, oh, I've read it, and they're like, oh, the ending was interesting, and I'm like, what do you mean by that? So yeah.
That's funny.
All right, friend. What do you have for us next?
So next, I talked about 2 novels pretty much the whole year. Long Way Down has been my favorite pretty much the whole year. But then I read The Memory Police by Yoko Agawa. And it was like, ooh. And I have not stopped thinking about that novel since I read it in May. Much like Long Way Down, I've still thought about. But I picked up Revenge. I think I've showed you this before.
You have.
It's 11 Dark Tales. It's by Yoko Agawa, who wrote The Memory Police. She also wrote The Professor and their housekeeper and the professor. I love this author, and this is 11 short dark stories. Kind of that drinking with graveyard wells deal, those kind of shorter stories, but I'm really excited. I love Yoko Agawa's writing, and so I'm excited to finally get into it.
Yes, I love a good short story, especially if it gets spooky.
Like at the end, because then you can have one, but then I can get back into, like, if I'm reading maybe something a little lighter that's not going to completely scare the shit out of me when I'm going to bed.
All right. Because I've definitely had some wild nightmares from reading what I'm reading now. So
yes, throw that on top of watching an episode of Dahmer.
Oh.
No. Okay. What you have?
All right.
One
I
left?
got 2 more.
Oh, 2 more. Me too.
This one and then okay. So this is The Women Could Fly by Megan Giddings. I've been bringing this book up in every damn video. I'm going to read it eventually. It's about a young girl whose mother had a very strange disappearance. She doesn't really know what happens to her. They are, and I believe like the young lady's like in an orphanage or something like that, and they're trying to like keep her from learning about her true powers. I think she like goes and like kills people with her powers and whatnot. Maybe her mother was some sort of like outlaw and was killing people as well. So there's a lot that goes into it. I just know that there's murder involved.
Wow.
And I love murder. So The Women Could Fly by Megan. I hate to say it like that. That sounds terrible.
It's so funny because you know why? When I text you and asked if you were watching Dahmer and you were like, oh no, that's too disturbing for me. And immediately I thought, not my Game of Thrones thriller reader telling me that a serial killer's it's way off the chain. And I was like, damn, I really need to rethink that book I sent you, but
The thing with that
Dahmer is
like,
it's different. I know.
It's like, yeah, and it's just like with real life, and I'm like, when it's real life, I'm like, ooh, I don't know, you guys. Like Game of Thrones, I'm like, yeah, these people don't even exist. Chop their head off. Like,
cut that baby out.
Cut that baby out. Yes, gut her like a fish. You know what I'm saying? Like. Yeah, when it's fiction, I'm like, I'm here for it. But if it's real life, I'm like, keep that away from me, okay?
Not gut her like a fish.
Fish, I'm sorry.
Woo!
You're supposed to be freezing, not sweating.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, gosh.
Jeez.
What's your next book, friend?
Ooh, my next book. Whew. I have been really excited for that. I was actually really intimidated when the book showed up because it's thick. I was like, oh, damn. So I have been coveting and kind of seeking out this book for a while. And as I've planned my reading this year, I've been doing the one award winner a month for every single month. And then I've been choosing my reading order in a very particular Virgo fashion.
Yeah.
And so much so that this book is going to be my 50th book of the year.
Ooh.
It's my whole reading goal for the entire year. I'm going to hit it this month. I've never read 50 books in a year, so I'm really stoked. And I chose for my 50th read, I chose A Blade So Black by L.L. McKinney. And I'm so looking at it.
I have heard... Okay, you're gonna have to give me. I've been wanting to read that for a while, but I hadn't seen anyone talk about it.
Oh, I'm so excited. So it says the first time a nightmare came, Alice nearly lost her life. Now with magic, weapons, and hardcore fighting skills, she battles these monstrous creatures in the dream realm known as Wonderland. Even warriors have curfews. Ooh. So anyways, but she's mighty thick. So I believe there are a couple books in this series. I'm really excited. It's a retelling of Alice in Wonderland. Retellings are really big, but I just loved the fact that we had like a fabulous, diverse, incredible Alice going to battle. And I'm excited to see how they've reimagined the Red Queen and the Mad Hatter. I'm sure all those characters are going to pop up. So that's going to be my 50th read of the year, and I'm really excited.
Oh my God, you'll have to tell me all about it because I had my eye on that one for a long time, but I kind of like forgot about it. But
the cover got me. The cover's so cool that I literally was like, oh hell yeah.
Yes, with the spade in the middle, I'm like, rocking that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, my last book here. I figured, okay, I'm a part of like several of the publishing companies' influencer list things. And they sent the one out, and I was like, this is the only book on this list that I want to read. Wasn't interested in anything else. Didn't think I was going to get it. I looked up the reviews on Goodreads. It's at like a 4.17. So it's called Sign Here by Claudia Lux. Oh. And this is like a horror / comedy. And let me read this for you. Diode Tripp has a pretty good gig in the deals department of the 5th floor of hell. Sure, none of the pens work. The coffee machine has been out of order for a century, and the only drink on offer is a Jägermeister. But Pei has a plan, and all he needs is one last member of the Harrison family to sell their soul. So this man works in hell, and he literally works in hell, and he needs someone to sell their soul so he can get a promotion. I have no idea.
Oh, sign here.
Yes.
Sign on the dotted line.
I literally, like, it seems very quirky, kind of funny, but also, like, that element of, like, working in hell. I'm really excited to see, like, what the workplace is like. So, yeah, I think this is going to be a really great way to wrap up my spooky read season for sure.
So good. I also feel like many of us probably think we work in hell, so it's
it's given very similar. I'm just saying.
Hilarious.
All right, friend, what's your last book?
So my last one was the one that on the first page, and I really kind of went and was like, do the first line, read the first line of each book, and you'll pick what your next read is. I ended up reading the entire first page and then some of The Vegetarian by Han Kang.
I don't think I've heard of this one.
Man Booker International Prize for 2016. So basically the back says a darkly beautiful modern classic about rebellion, eroticism, and the female body. One of the most extraordinary books you'll ever read. Basically, the wife becomes a vegetarian. Yeah. And I'm still in chapter 1, which is like a 60-page chapter. And page 1 starts with him basically just dragging her ass about how unremarkable she is, it's like you start reading and you're like, what the hell? Like, what? Yeah. Why are you so mean? Why you hate her? It's your wife. And
right.
Then the vegetarianism starts coming up. So I can only imagine how this is gonna like devolve into something completely insane.
So it's nothing in it. I was thinking of in my head, what's the one that's really sick and it talks about eating people?
Tender is the flesh.
Yes, that's what I was thinking of.
No, cool cover.
Yeah.
But no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's wild. I'm really excited about it though.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You'll have to let me know how it is for sure.
So that's I actually kind of have a little color scheme kind of going on. I've got a lot of blue and red, maybe.
Yes, you do.
That's the vibe.
That's a beautiful stack. Very beautiful stack.
She's got the vibes, you know?
Yes.
So, anyhow.
Yes. Seems like we got some great reading ahead of us, friend.
Probably too much for the fact that it's already the 8th of October, but...
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure I'm going to skip something.
Same.
All right. Are we going to switch into our show and tell?
I think we are.
I'm going to go first because I know that I cannot. I know that I can't keep up with you.
Okay. I'm not going to argue because I know that you can't either. I'm just kidding.
I would snatch this wig off, but it's on clean. So my show and tell are just more books, of course. But I wanted to talk about some thrillers that I really enjoyed last year by Shanora Williams. I'm giving you a pair here.
Oh.
The Perfect Ruin, which was gifted to me by a agency which loved. There's a girl who, again, is a narcissist. She wants revenge for her childhood and what this family, this couple had done to her mother. And so she spends her life, she gets plastic surgery, she gets all worked up, she gets in good with the husband in one tip, and then she gets in good with the wife on the other tip, and she is just ruining their life from the inside out. And it is so messy. It's so good. I love it so much. I enjoyed this a lot. So The Perfect Ruin. And then, of course, Shanora Williams. I think I've showed you this one, but The Wife Before.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So there are characters who are in this book who make an appearance in this one here. I love when authors do like kind of crossover things like that. And this particular book here is about this lady marries a man, even though he's on the cusp of being under investigation for allegedly murdering his previous wife. She moves into the same house they lived, the same mansion they lived in, and now she spends her days in this mansion figuring out whether or not he did it and finding all kinds of clues and whatnot that the wife left on whether or not they're true and whether he did or did not murder her.
Not a Verity style manuscript of breadcrumbs.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So these are my show and tell babies. I enjoyed these.
Okay.
Yeah. Very, very, very fun. Yes.
What's the author's name one more time?
Shanora Williams.
Shanora Williams. Cool.
Yes.
Ooh.
All right.
I really like that second synopsis. I feel really into it.
So good.
I really do.
So good.
Okay,
Yes.
I have a different show and tell that I'm going to step to the side for a second for. I'm going to hobble to the side with my back problems.
What are you bringing into the screen? Oh my God. Oh my God. What the hell? Ryan, what is this? What is this?
Well, I am a Game of Thrones fan. And this is a Weirwood mask that I made. Oh my gosh. So in 2020, I was really bored in lockdown. These are individual pieces of cut cardboard, like different layers that I've covered in fabric, and then I painted individually and I twisted. You can tell from the back, it looks like super crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I made this. I actually made a couple different versions, but for my Game of Thrones girl, I bring you the Weirwood tree, honey.
I was like, I know that's not what I think it is. Oh my God.
She's a Weirwood. Look, we'll just sit her up in here. She can hang for the rest of the time, maybe.
Ryan, what the hell?
Probably not.
I keep...
Take down my whole damn
You
thing.
are so, I keep telling you, you are so good.
Yeah, so I made that in lockdown. I also made like a normal just tree, but kind of cool.
I am obsessed with that. Oh, it kind of looks like did you ever watch
The Mask?
What was that? Well, no, but the show on Nickelodeon with the game show with the
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Girl, it's given Legend of the Hidden Temple. Yes, Mac. Yeah. So that's my show and tell. I am Halloween and costume maker obsessed, and I showed you pictures much of my quarantine recreating.
Yes, you did.
Photo shoots and doing a lot of cool makeup and trying to keep my creativity alive while I was like,
Ryan, you should be doing something else besides having a podcast with little old me. You are amazing, friend. You are.
This is actually the most aligned with my talents than probably my normal job, but
fair enough. I'm not gonna argue now. I enjoy our show, but you are amazing, friend.
Thank you.
Amazing. Yes. Oh my God, I can't believe that. That's so crazy.
What's even funnier is if I showed you the pictures of Brian where I blacked out his eyes and made him model this mask as I took pictures, and he's standing there like.
Poor Brian. I know you make him sit through so much of your crap, and I honestly I love it.
Today was one of that, and meanwhile it's like, okay, here, take my phone, take a couple pictures.
I'm sending all my love to Brian. I'm sending all
love you,
my
Brian.
love to Brian.
And happy birthday, Penny. It's my angel Penny's 7th birthday.
Aw.
Sweet angel baby.
Sweet angel baby.
Yes.
Dang, Ryan, that was so freaking good. I knew I wasn't gonna be able to.
It's cool,
Go
right?
against that. That is.
I was like, I
so
need to start
good.
making these and selling this shit because,
Hell yeah, you should.
you know,
Hell yeah.
maybe some disgruntled Game of Thrones fan will want to remake their final season and they need a weirwood tree. Who knows? Or
Did I send you that
podcast
TikTok the TikTok of that lady was talking about how they redid the 8th season like through a podcast though?
Oh, yes.
I was thinking of like when the 8th season comes, maybe just listening to that instead of watching the show, just to kind of like, ooh, I don't know.
Don't forget about hold the door.
I know. Maybe I'll do both. I don't know yet, but
Maybe.
oh
You
my
might
God,
need
that
to.
was so good. I would like to be a nice Daenerys Targaryen one day.
Oh, I could.
One.
I actually have a. I was almost the Witcher for this. I have a gray wig.
Do
But
you?
yeah, I sure do. Long and luscious. I was about to whip it out.
Yes.
The wig collection is vast, you know.
I believe it. I believe it.
You've seen
no
some
one's
of them.
shocked. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Is it that time for us to do our quick wit?
I think it's time. All right. Are you ready for our Halloween Toktacular rapid fire?
I am.
Should we call it Hellfire? Hellfire.
Halloween fire.
Ah.
Put some flames here.
Okay. Sierra, question 1.
Yes.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I'm going to be so basic here. It is Scream. I know. But it's like a classic 90s slasher film. Wes Craven really did what needed to be done.
Ooh.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite one of the entire. I'm a Scream hive. Okay, I went to the theaters to see all of them. I love the movies, but the first one is so good.
Ooh.
It's so, and it's like I'm like it's so good because it's like the killers are obvious, but it's not the first time you see it. And you're like, oh, that makes so much sense.
Okay, question 2. Mm-hmm. What's your best Halloween memory?
My best Halloween memory. I had to think about this one, right? Okay. So my best Halloween memory, when I was 7, I was hit by a car. And I had to get like my leg. Yeah. Oh, I never told you this story. I'll tell you later.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
I was
Okay.
hit by a car. I had to like my leg was twisted the wrong way. I had to get re-surgery and everything. So I started kindergarten in a wheelchair, and my best Halloween memory was me being dressed as a cute little clown in a wheelchair, wheeling around Philadelphia in the cold with my foot on this wheelchair, and my cousins pushing me around, and we're going to get Halloween candy from all the neighborhoods. And I got so much candy that year because they were like, "Oh my God, what happened to your foot?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I was hit by a car." And I had so much candy that year. Yeah,
I have so
that's
many
my best.
emotions.
I know it's a roller coaster, right?
Damn.
I'll tell you all. I thought I told you, and I forget that I've. It's been so many years at this point. I forget that I was hit by a car.
Wow.
And was able to literally walk away. Like I had my leg. I had to have like rehab and everything for my leg.
Dang.
Yeah.
You know, it's also crazy. I mean, I was looking at the Shop Disney the other day for Halloween stuff, and I saw some of the most incredible Halloween costumes for the wheelchairs.
Yeah.
You can be Cinderella in the carriage.
Oh my God, that's
in
so
the pumpkin
smart.
carriage. You can be the Mandalorian in his spaceship. I was literally like,
Wow.
now that is
Yes.
freaking awesome. But damn. Okay, so a clown in a wheel, and you got all the candy. Oh, see.
Yeah, that was that. Yeah.
What kind?
Yeah.
Were you a rainbow clown wig or were you a red clown wig?
I think my face was painted white. I have the picture somewhere. Did I have a wig? I don't think I had a wig on though. I don't think I had a wig. I think I was just like a regular
She painted
the face, and I had the costume. It had all the red, blue, and yellow dots, and it was a white costume, and it had the frilly. I'll have to find that picture. Oh yeah, yucking it up, yucking it up.
So cute.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Okay, we've talked a lot about books. Question 3: what's your favorite thriller or horror book?
Damn, that's a good question. I have to look at my thriller section because, The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. I don't have I bought it on Kindle, but friend, that book touches on so many things. It is so good. Tiffany D. Jackson, you could tell she did like such great research. That is my top 5. That's my number 1 read of the year.
Wow.
Like, that's how I know. This is my favorite book of the year. Like, that's where I'm at with it. It's so good. I can't wait to reread it again. Yeah.
All right, Tiffany D.
Yeah.
I like Tiffany. Okay. Ooh, this is a good one. What is your worst Halloween costume ever?
I've got several, and I've been all the candies, honey. I've been M&M. I've been Twizzler. I've been Hershey. Yes, I've been. Have I been Reese's? I think I've been Reese's, and I think I've been Kit Kat. I had a moment where I was like, "Fuck this! I'm just gonna put these."
Be the can't listen. I'm a Hershey Park kid, so Hershey Park happy,
Yeah.
Hershey Park glad. I like it.
Yes. I've done all the candy. Those are the worst costumes. I don't care. I mean, they're convenient for like, if you're like at an amusement park or something, but they have no imagination to them. It's literally just throw it on. So yeah, I've been all the candies, honey.
Okay.
All the candies. Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Question 5. Tell us something that scares you.
I have.
How deep are we going?
I know, right? Taxes. Like, okay. I have a big, huge fear of roaches.
Gross.
No, I will leave. I would leave. Like that it's their place now. They can have it, move in, pack up. I'm out. Yeah. I can't. They make my skin crawl. I don't like, how like you're white driving and you might see like a billboard and it has the, ooh, I'm like, oh, I can't do it. It's too much. My fear is very, yeah. I can't,
Have you ever seen Joe's Apartment?
Probably not. But what's that movie where it's like, what's the one, it's like a, Enchanted? Have you seen Enchanted?
Yeah.
And the one where she's singing and all the animals come out and all those roaches come out of the
girl.
I was about to leave the theater. I'm like, y'all play too much. This isn't funny. If you should have told me it was gonna be a jump scare in this movie, all right?
Roaches, and I forgot about them. Oh yeah, because they came out and we're like, yeah.
I can't watch that scene.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, this was a good question from you. What is something that scares most people but doesn't scare you?
All right. This might be a controversial one, but I don't see why people are scared of clowns. I don't understand this. This is something I know a lot of people who are scared of clowns, and I don't. And maybe it's because I just didn't watch the right scary movies as a child. But I'm not scared of clowns at all. And I whenever like you go to like a haunted house and there's like a creepy clown and if you've got that one person like, oh my God, I'm like, I don't get it. I am not terrified of clowns. I don't see why it would be scary.
I agree. I agree. I don't get the fear. My sister was scared of clowns and had like a major freak out. My parents had a clown come to the birthday party and she was like in the closet. Yeah, she was freaked.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, sister.
Okay, best villain of all time.
I thought long and hard about this one, okay?
Oof. Okay.
The best villain of all time is Ursula. Okay, go with me on here, right? Okay. Ursula, first of all, she was body positivity, all right? Very much was like, live into those curves, honey. You know, she was, you know what she reminds me of? A pimp.
Ursula the pimp.
Yes, because she was like talking a good game to Ariel, and she was talking really fast and putting saying all the right things at the right time.
She had those bottom eels going out to get the dollar.
She did, and she did everything she could to make sure that she could keep Ariel down. Like, I think Ursula is one of the best villains of all time.
Now give us a laugh.
Okay. Oh. I'm not going to play myself. I was like, let me think about this.
Because you do give good Ursula.
See? I love her. I always liked her.
God, Ursula's good.
She's good. She's good.
Very good. And topical, we have a new Little Mermaid with Melissa McCarthy. We'll see how our girl does.
Yes.
Okay.
I can't wait to see how she does as Ursula.
I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm excited.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Same.
Okay. What is your favorite Halloween candy?
Well, I don't like candy corn. I know that much. Ooh. Oh, sorry.
Ooh.
You know,
I
I really just like the. I'm very basic. I like the little Hershey's, little small Hershey's. Those are fun. I like the little dum dum lollipops. Those are good. You don't get those often. Yeah, I like those. And then I like the little cheap bubble gum. They're good for like, you know, three or four chews, and they're like, all right, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this one I'm dying to know.
Yes.
We're in a horror movie. Are you the first out, the last one standing, or the serial killer?
I thought about this, right? Because I'm like, let's be real. You know, let's be real with myself.
We are Virgos.
We are Virgos. And at first I was going to say I would be the serial killer. But I think I would be set up in a way that would make me the first one out. I do. I think I would be the first one out, friend. I do. I don't think I would end up as the last one standing. I know.
You better give a good first scene, Drew Barrymore in Scream 1, okay?
Yes.
Make it memorable.
That was my end scene. Thank you.
Okay, with the hands. Okay. Your final question for our Halloween Toktacular rapid fire.
Yeah.
What is your spooky soundtrack rec? What's a good Halloween time groove?
Again, I have to be very basic. I think you know where I'm going with this, but Another One Bites the Dust. Meanwhile, I was like... Oh, you thought I was gonna say Thriller?
That feels like the most, basic Halloween. Okay, wait a minute.
Yes,
That's not bait. Another one bites the dust.
Dust. Another one. That's a great.
And another one. Another one. Another one bites the
Another one
dust.
bites the dust. Yes.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Yes.
Ooh. Okay, let's just amend the last question. She's obviously the killer. Okay.
Surprise.
Surprise. Very good. That was scary. Ooh. That was scary and informative. We found out all kinds of things about you.
I know. Yeah, I know.
We've got to have notes. We've got to have later conversations about it. Jeez.
We do. After we take a shower and get this shit off our faces.
Many showers. Many showers.
Many showers. All right, friend. It's your time. Same 10 questions. Are you ready? Ryan at Rye_Brary. Are you ready for some Halloween hellfire, rapid fire, quick wit questions?
Yes. Yes. Ooh.
Oh, okay. First question. What's your favorite scary movie?
I was tempted to say Scream because it is a camp classic, but I actually decided on a movie that I made Brian watch the other night, and it is terrifying.
What is it?
But it's artfully beautiful.
Okay.
But it is creepy and psycho and has so many jump scares. And that movie is Black Swan.
Ooh.
I say that's my favorite scary movie because it is a scary. That movie is scary. And if you watch it back as like this is a horror Halloween type movie, you'll be like, ah! And you're like, ah! And then and then her mom's there, and oh god, so many things. But I love that movie. It's beautiful. It's beautifully made. It's Oscar winning.
Yes.
So I would say that is a scary movie that I could watch over and over and over.
Ooh, friend, that's a good one. I haven't seen that in years.
Ugh.
I might have to watch that. I know.
I just watched it again, and god damn, it's creepy. But Mila Kunis is so hot.
She is hot.
Damn, she's hot in that movie.
I thought you were going to say Midsummer, which...
Good. If I was busting out an A24 movie, talk about scary, but it wouldn't be my favorite. A24 can't be anyone's favorite anything, because that shit's disturbing.
Yeah.
But Hereditary... Did you see it?
I did, and I didn't.
We'll come back to it.
You will come back to it. All right. I've got thoughts. Okay. Next question. What is your best Halloween memory?
I have so many because I love Halloween. I'm going to choose when my very good friend Mary and I went out in downtown Annapolis, where I'm from, for Halloween. We were in the costume contest, did very, very well. She was Britney Spears from the Toxic video, but the diamond on the nude bodysuit, and we stoned it. I made the bodysuit, and I was, at the time I had very long hair. And so I made myself a beautiful crown of thorns and a white silk robe with a red sash, and I was Jesus Christ. And my friend Mary passed out It's Britney Bitch Crunch Bars, and I passed out Jesus is my homeboy Twix. So we had a great night. We won some won some contests, won some friends, and I really was a beautiful Jesus. I really was. Though very pale if they were trying to be accurate, but
it's I love it. I love it. Okay, next question. Favorite thriller / horror book?
I'm going to go with P.J. Vernon's Bathhouse, which I read this year. It is scary and slinky and a lie avalanches into terror, and Yeah, it was kind of scary and salacious and queer, and I thought it was excellent.
Bathhouse, Bathhaus.
Haus. Yeah.
I think I've seen the cover. Is it like pink? I think I know. Yep. Okay. Oh, I
With
didn't know
the
that was
X. Yeah. So
I didn't know that
thriller.
was a thriller. I didn't know it was a thriller. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna
Very.
check it out.
You would like it. Very sexy. Very unnerving. You're like unnerved the whole time.
Okay. I'm gonna check that out. All right. Next question, friend. What was your worst Halloween costume ever?
Oof. I don't know if I've ever had like a bad Halloween costume.
I know, like.
Just kidding. No, I think when I was younger, I was trying to express myself in any way that I could. And Halloween was, for many queer people, are those times where you can kind of be outside the box. So there was some voodoo priest outfit. And it was a like purple swirly vest with a skull necktie thing, and everything else was black, and it had a black cape. And I convinced my mom that I needed the black lipstick with the outfit because I was going to do something, whatever. So I like drew black lines down my face and then put full big pouty black lips on. And so I say it's my worst, even though when you look at the pictures, it's hilariously bad. And I am like reaching my arm out and just feeling it with every ounce of my being. And I look ridiculous in my black lipstick with like black smears down my eyes.
Yes.
But it's like my best worst. I mean, it's like one that I still hold close to my heart. But
Listen, you had a vision, honey. And you went for it.
you couldn't tell her nothing in that
Period.
black lipstick. Okay.
Period. Who gonna check me? I know that's right.
We'll stitch in some pictures. We need a wheelchair picture, your clown wheelchair picture, and then I'm going to stitch in my voodoo purple priest.
Yes. Seriously. All right. Next question. Tell us something that scares you.
We are similar on this answer. Mine is also a creature. I am terrified of ants. And in a way,
wow.
They're so not even a big ant. Okay. I'm talking like the little ones where before you know it, your whole foot's covered. Okay. They're fucking up your leg. And they're just so tiny, and you step and they're all over and they're fucking everywhere and they're little. God, an ant. It's like the worst. God, ants makes me, I feel like I'm itching all over already just talking about them. I feel like ants, I would deal with 1,000 roaches before I had 10 ants anywhere near me. Because
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I want something big enough I can grab and look at, not like tiny thing. You don't know where that tiny thing went. That could be up my dickle hole. I don't know.
You know what? I'll keep you safe from the ants if you can keep me safe from the roaches. Deal?
Sure will.
Okay. Shake on it.
Oh my gosh. Should I do that thing of that video I sent you? That baby was like.
Oh.
Did you watch that?
That baby was disgusted. She was like, ew,
that was so terrible. I was like, damn, whose kid is that?
That baby was disgusted.
It's like, how dare you?
You like,
oh
get that thing out of here. Okay. Next question. What's something that scares most people but doesn't scare you?
Okay. So I don't like little things, ants, little baby things that I can't see, termites or whatever. I'm not particularly bothered by spiders or snakes or thing. Like it just doesn't.
Same.
It doesn't freak me out. Like it's not like I love them or I'm not like, oh hey, hang out for a while. But I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not freaked out by them. Whereas if there was like an ant infestation in my house, I would have a full on deep panic. And if there,
Really?
oh yeah, and if there, because where else are they?
Yeah.
I don't know where they've gone.
Wow.
You know, a
I had a
spider.
little ant infestation when I moved in here in my apartment. They were all in like the corner of the room.
Yeah. And
Oh yeah, you would have hated it. You would have hated it, friend.
Ugh,
And I was just like, yeah, can you guys come get this? Oh.
Yeah. So spider stinks. Doesn't really.
Yeah.
I feel like they're large enough to take care of.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree.
Oh.
All right, next question. Best villain of all time.
Okay. Well, we did choose the same villain.
Did you have Ursula?
I picked Ursula number one because The Little Mermaid is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. I am a Mulan, but Ariel is a very close second for me. Bella's third, in case people are wanting to know. But Ursula, number one, is fabulous. Like many of our evil queens, is a shapeshifter. But baby, she's a fabulous shapeshifter.
Isn't she?
Is her name Veronica? Ooh. I think we love her sidekicks that she wears the eels as like a boa pretty much. And we cannot discount the fact that Ursula was modeled after Divine, who is a drag queen and the muse of John Waters.
Really?
Yes, the image of Ursula is modeled after Divine. You'll look it up after we hang up here and you're going to be like, oh, damn. So I do think she's the best villain. I think her song is the best. I think her powers are the best because not only is she a shapeshifter, but then remember, can be giant.
This is true.
And come out of the water. And she was huge. Or was her name Vanessa? Not Veronica. It was Vanessa.
What was it? Was something with maybe it was Vanessa.
I just thought about My Dark Vanessa. Talk about Booktok creeping in.
I know, right?
I didn't read that shit.
Neither did I, honey.
No, but so Ursula for sure.
Yeah. Wow, friend. Look at us having some similar thoughts here.
We did.
I love it.
And
okay,
I for real almost said Scream. My other was a backup, so.
I mean, listen, it's great. If you ask me, great answers. Great answers. Next question. What is your favorite Halloween candy?
Also probably controversial.
Yeah.
I love black licorice, so I am a Good and Plenty fan.
Okay.
I find them delicious. They're from the same makers of Mike and Ike's. I could also take a pack of Mike and Ike's at any day of the week. I am more of a sugary candy versus a chocolatey candy.
Okay.
But I do love me some black licorice. Very much.
How did you get to that point? Because that's an acquired. That's like I'm making a choice and I'm standing it. That's a double down. That's a double down decision. And I feel like we just need to take a second from the quick wit to unpack how the hell you got to black licorice.
I'm gonna blame Mark. I'm gonna blame my dad. So, dear Mark, Mark loved his Whoppers and his Good and Plenties, and I think that I just happened to be near and would try to snag some of my dad's candy, and I did. I love black licorice. Mm-hmm.
You are the only
and most people
hate
it. I love it. I know.
You're the only person I've ever met in my life who said that they like black licorice. I am shocked right now. More for you though.
More for me.
Yeah.
I do also like
Yes.
candy corn. So how about that? Wow.
God damn it! Wow.
Trash box mouth over.
I mean, some choices were really made here. You're just doubling down. All right, next question. Ooh, here we go. We're in a horror movie. Are you the first out, last standing, or are you the killer?
Had to clear my throat for this. Clearly the last standing. I am too true of heart and noble of deed to ever be a killer. And I am too brilliant and beautiful to ever be the first out. So
I thought you were going to say that you were going to be the killer. I was expecting you to say that you would be the killer.
no, because you know why? I think I like thought about it and I was like, no, I'd probably take myself out first. Like if I really hated life, that I would probably be like, bye. Not like, you know, waste time and energy and thought and, you know, resources and make a mess, killing other people, you know, I don't know. But no, but if there's a killer after me, I'm throwing down and I'm going to not only figure out who the killer is, secret, okay, but I'm going to uncover it at a Scooby-Doo moment, okay?
You better
and
snatch that mask
shock
off.
everybody.
I know that's right.
And then I'm going to be on the front page of the paper for being a winner. Yes. So I would be the last standing and I would discover the killer, but I wouldn't kill them. I would put them away for life.
Ooh. See, now if I was the last standing, I would also turn into the killer because I would kill them.
It would depend on who you killed, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if you're just killing a bunch of
Interesting.
random people in the town that I don't like have any personal relationship with, but if like you killed Brian, well then yeah, you're dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I have
Then
to
then it's taken. Like I'm coming for you.
kill you. And I will kill you.
yeah. Yeah, but no, I think I'm last standing. I feel like I'm too determined to go out early or.
That's good, friend.
Yeah.
Oh, that checks out. That's really good. All right. Last question. Give us a spooky soundtrack rec. I know this was hard for you.
Yeah, you
I
know,
know this
because
had to
I
be hard
sent
for
you a
you.
whole freaking playlist. And I was like, in case you're having problems, here's an entire playlist of 30 songs I've just been tinkering around with.
I was like, oh, okay.
Just
First of all,
casual.
never had a Halloween playlist, but of course you have one. I'm like, well, it's only right.
I did. God, it was hard. It was so hard because you want to say like Somebody's Watching Me by Rockwell, but
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that to me is like a classic, but I really, I feel like, okay, it's got to be Season of the Witch by Donovan. Must be the season of the witch.
Ooh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've heard that, but I'm liking the way it's sounding.
It's good. And it's like, it's very 60s, 70s-y classic rock kind of vibe sounding. And that feels very serial killer movie to me, or like very Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Ted Bundy, like, it's good. Anyways.
Oh, okay.
So that's
Season
it.
of the Witch by Donovan.
Season of the Witch.
I have to check this out.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, friend, you had some really great answers.
Only took me an hour.
It's okay. This is what we do here. That's what we do here. It's expected of us.
The
okay?
chop shop that
It's
you're going to have to do on this is...
Ooh, honey. All right. Is that a wrap on this episode?
Do we have any other scary things to talk about? I don't think so. I think we've run it down.
We've run it down. And the paint is starting to crack on my face. I can feel it. Ew.
My poor hair. I have Got to Be Glued is what is like I use to attach all this. So I feel like I'm going to have to, I don't know. My hair is definitely...
Do some like deep conditioning.
It's in place.
Oh.
I did take like some clear gel and put it down first. So hopefully I'm...
Yeah.
But she's...
If for anything, you look like you actually are freezing. So, yeah, you look really cold. You look cold, so...
Well, you look bloody
Fantastic
as hell.
job.
You look great.
Thanks, friend.
And a beautiful prom queen. Should we end on... Have you ever... were you a prom queen or a superlative?
No. I was a fucking nerd. That was a goddamn nerd.
Okay, well, I was in Seussical, so
So,
happy Halloween.
I'm sorry. What were you saying? I interrupted you.
That's it. I was saying happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, you guys. Thanks for tuning in to this Spooktacular Sierra and Ryan Talk episode.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Play. Give us 5 stars, rate, review, and share. It helps us so much in the algorithm. Help us get to the top. And we'll see you back in, I guess, a week or 2 for your regularly scheduled programming.
True.
Bye.